What's up guys, Jake Boley with barbend.com. Today we're going to be doing a slightly different kind of review and we're going to be looking at the Tonal. Now if you're brand new to what this device is, Tonal is basically a digital home gym that you hang up on your wall and it provides you different workouts on the screen. It has two arms that provide up to about 200 pounds of resistance, about 100 pounds per arm, and there's a ton of different features that can actually help in terms of eccentric, concentric loading, and it also offers a spotter feature. So I want to approach this review from multiple points of view. I'm a strength athlete that competes in powerlifting and I'm also a personal trainer. So I really want to know, can this piece of equipment replace me as a coach? And also, can it provide enough resistance to give me a quality workout? In our review today, we're going to talk about how to set up and get started and use the Tonal, the pros, the cons, the price, and I also want to answer a couple questions that folks usually have with this device. Now let's get started. To set up a brand new Tonal account, it's pretty intuitive and pretty easy. You're going to simply click on the sign up button and that's going to take you to a new screen where you're then going to enter your email, a password, and your birthday. So now once you've entered your personal details like your height and weight, you're going to hit next and you're going to select your fitness goals. Now Tonal will allow you to pick up to 2. If you only have 1, that is completely fine. Once you've done so and you've picked your goals, you're going to hit next again and then you're going to select your level of fitness. So they have beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Now this is extremely important to take mind of because once you select one of these, Tonal will then recommend workouts based off of your fitness level and your goals. So one of the unique and cool features that Tonal offers is that it tries to kind of learn and adapt to how you move and how strong you are. So here in my profile, we can set up our starting weights. So now let's do that. Let's get starting weights. Now this is going to help Tonal understand how strong I am with certain movements.
Welcome to Getting Started with Tonal. I'm Coach Kelly and today I'll be guiding you through 4 basic movements to get those recommended weights.
Okay, so the first move of the day that we're going to test our strength with is the lat pull down. Tonal is going to start me at 7 pounds. I'm obviously going to scale up from there and then we're going to perform 8 repetitions, obviously at that same weight so Tonal can get an idea of how we're moving and how strong we are. So now let's get started and do so. All right, so now to begin our set, we're gonna go ahead and hit the button on the smart handles, and that's gonna activate the resistance. Now with the resistance on, we're gonna perform 8 reps. The second movement we're gonna perform is a seated overhead press, and now we're gonna have to adjust the arms accordingly, and Tonal will walk us through the process. The third movement we're going to test our strength on is the bench press. Now let's go ahead and get set up through that, and obviously Tonal will show us how to do so. All right, so similar to the other movements, the weight starts at 7 pounds, and you can see that it's gray here before actually starting, and gray means that the weight is not physically turned on. So now I'm going to get into position, and I'm going to scale the weight accordingly. Once I'm in position, I'm going to hit that button on my smart handle, and then the weight will activate and I can start pressing. So for this final movement, the neutral grip deadlift, I'm gonna push it a little bit and I'm gonna max out the weight you can physically use with the Tonal device, which is 100 pounds per arm, and I'm gonna perform 8 reps. Now let's see how that physically feels and looks. All right, so now let's talk about the performance of the Tonal. I'm gonna kind of talk about the performance from multiple points of view. I'm a trainer myself and I compete in powerlifting. So I'm gonna try to be as objective as possible through all of the uses for Tonal. Is it the best thing in the world that's gonna benefit everybody? Of course not. Picture Tonal as a tool that's gonna supplement your workout in multiple different ways. So now let's chat about how it can. So the first point I wanna talk about is the ease of use. If you're a true beginner, I really feel that the Tonal is a good piece of material. It's gonna be able to guide you and kind of walk you through workouts. The instruction is pretty good. They're pretty explanatory in terms of how to do movements and what they should look like. So if you're brand new to working out and let's say you've never performed like a bench press or a lat pull down, I think this machine does a pretty dang good job at coaching you through the movement without physically having a coach present. Now obviously that isn't going to replace a physical coach and a trainer, but the Tonal does a pretty good job. So in terms of ease of use, it's super intuitive, super easy to use, and I think even the true beginner can find benefit with the use of the Tonal. Now let's talk about targeting certain body parts. So one thing I personally like about Tonal is you can pick out individual movements outside of the workouts to perform. So let's say I wanted to get in, let's say some unilateral work like a lunge or a split squat. I can physically pick that out and adjust the intensity and do my sets accordingly. This opens up a lot of variability in terms of what the Tonal can physically do based on your goals. Is it gonna replace a barbell that's maximally loaded? Obviously not, but again, this is a tool, so for targeting certain body parts, I think this can be used very intuitively and very smartly based off of how you want to use it. Now, how does it work for full body workouts, and can you get a full body workout on this? Yes, I went through one of the shorter workouts, defying gravity actually, in this video, and I'm not gonna lie, I routinely pull around 500 pounds. This only provides 200 pounds of resistance, and it was doing a little bit of the eccentric loading, and I was sweating my ass off. Was it the same quality work in terms of like intensity? No, but it did give me a full body workout, and I'm used to training at a much higher intensity in terms of just physical load on my body. Now, obviously, if you are performing at the most elite level of, let's say, functional fitness workouts and CrossFit and stuff like that, this probably is not gonna match the workload you need. But I think, again, for the general population and for the recreational folks who really want a home device that's convenient, this is gonna do a pretty dang great job at giving you like a full body workout depending on how you use it and how you scale the movements based off of your needs and fitness level. So for a quick overview of price for the Tonal device and everything that it kind of comes with, for the device itself, you're looking to pay around $3,000. For the accessory kit that includes the bench, the handles, the lat pull down, and the works, that's about $500. And then there's a $250 installation fee and a $49 monthly subscription fee. So about all in, you're gonna be looking to pay around $4,000. So is that worth it? Well, in terms of comparing that to, let's say, more cost-efficient gym membership, the Tonal is obviously much more expensive. However, if we were to compare that to building out, let's say, a home gym where you're gonna have kind of all the same equipment and needs that the Tonal is gonna be able to provide you during a workout, then it could be a little bit more comparable. Plus, this is gonna save you on a lot of space. So how to justify the price? One, base it off of your budget, and two, base it off of what you want most. If you want something that's gonna take up minimal space and provide you with more of a full body workout and a budget isn't really an issue, then I could see Tonal's price being worth it. All right, there's no beating around the bush here, but being $4,000 in for a Tonal device and everything that it has to offer is a pretty good chunk of change. After I've spent some time with Tonal, I can definitely see a lot of people having questions about this device. So I thought it'd be a good time to kind of answer some of these common questions I could see folks having from both a trainer and kind of a coach point of view, plus a guy who's spent some time working out on this device. First question, and this comes from the point of view if you're trying to save money and not buy the accessory kit, are the accessories special and are they worth it? In my opinion, yes, just because the handles, the T-bar row, they both have devices that allow you to push a button to turn on and off the resistance. That's pretty clutch for getting into positions, or if you just need to stop mid-set or you just want to put the weight down, you can easily hit that button and the resistance will turn off. So in terms of the accessories, do you really need them? Kind of yes, if you want to get the full benefit and all the functionality that the Tonal has to offer. So now where can you buy a Tonal? As of right now, they're only selling online at tonal.com. They do have a pop-up shop in San Francisco, California that you can go check out if you want to see one in person, but that's going to be excluded to the folks who live in that area, obviously. And in terms of shipping, they're currently shipping to 48 states. They are not shipping to Hawaii and Alaska. I'm sorry, you're not getting a Tonal today, Hawaii and Alaska. So that's in a nutshell where you can get a Tonal device. Another question that I know I would have if I was investing $4,000 into a piece of equipment is about the warranty and the return policy. So in terms of warranty, the Tonal comes with a 3-year limited warranty, and they have a full tech support team to answer any questions you might have about the device itself if you run into any issues. So in terms of returning the device, Tonal says you have about 30 days to let them know that you do not like the device and you would like to return it. So now how much space does the Tonal machine take up? Tonal recommends having a floor space of about 7 feet by 7 feet for optimal usage so you're not knocking into anything, and a roof height of no lower than 7 feet 10 inches. Now for most people, that's kind of doable. You might have to move something around, like let's say a coffee table here and there for a lot of folks, but 7 by 7 is kind of doable, and a roof height of 7 feet 10 inches is pretty in line with what a lot of apartments and houses have to offer. So in terms of just overall space, the Tonal definitely takes up a lot less space than building out, let's say, a full home gym with, let's say, a big cable machine, a squat rack, or something to that degree. Another common question I could see folks having is how does the resistance compare to the Tonal device to your more traditional barbell, dumbbell, and let's say cable machine? So the main difference is the type of force they are applying to the body. The Tonal device is using a magnetic force, while dumbbells, barbells, and more of your traditional weight machines are using more of a gravitational force. Does that feel very different on the body and the joints? Yes and no. It really depends on the kind of implement you're using and how you're using it. The magnetic force of the Tonal is a little bit more smooth. It is a very consistent force, so you are going to exert a lot of energy, and it can be a little bit more precise when it comes to just single poundage jumps in terms of scaling weight up and down. Is it better than gravitational force? Can't really say it, to be honest, because it really comes down to what your goals are and what really feels best for your body and how you plan to use each implement. So in terms of the pros that I found with Tonal, I have 5 things I liked. Number 1 is that I love that it tracks your progress for you and keeps an idea of your weights along with counting your reps. So if you're a brand new true beginner, these are all huge and they can be great for guiding you along the process of getting stronger and getting in quality workouts. My second pro is the variability of workouts. So something interesting about Tonal is that they provide you with workouts that are based off of weekly programs, so you can follow something consistently. I don't think a lot of home gyms to this degree do that, and I think that's pretty cool, especially thinking from like a periodized program point of view. I think that could be cool for beginners, intermediate, and advanced trainees that want to get in consistent workouts and really track their progress towards a very specific goal. My third pro is that it is pretty spacious. It's not the biggest home gym, and if you really want, you can kind of tuck it away on the wall. Now, obviously, you do need some room around it to perform the movements, but in terms of just thinking of like your big, bulky metal cable home gym, this takes up a lot less room. My fourth pro with the Tonal includes the features and what to kind of expect with this device in the future. So in terms of features, the Tonal offers 3 distinct features that I thought were really cool and especially applicable to, let's say, the strength athlete who wants to use the Tonal device on a regular basis. These 3 features include eccentric mode, which obviously focuses on eccentric strength and movements. It also offers chains, which is similar to your accommodated resistance of chains on, let's say, a normal barbell movement where driving that concentric is the toughest portion. So you have a concentric focused mode, and then you have spotter, which is basically the mode where Tonal will feel you slowing down and struggling and lighten the load up for you on its own, which is like kind of to replace what a gym friend would do for you if you were struggling through any form of movement where they could spot. And what I mean by what's to come is that this device has the availability to update, and Tonal has kind of hinted to me that there will be updates in the future that include more classes and kind of like a streaming feature, and also the ability to build your own workouts with the individual movements. You can perform individual movements now, but you can't build out your own workouts, and Tonal has mentioned that that is going to come in a future update. My final pro is just the kind of overall functionality of the Tonal. It's very easy to use and very intuitive. So if you're not tech savvy like myself, it's easy to figure out. My first con with the Tonal device is the overall price. And now this probably doesn't come as a huge surprise to many. It is a brand new device. It is a home gym. If you are on a budget and you're trying to be as cost efficient as possible, then obviously a gym membership is going to be a lot less, especially drug out over even a couple years. So it really comes down to kind of how you rank convenience and what you want in a home gym versus what you're kind of willing to spend. My second con is a little bit more niche, and it's only going to really impact a finite population, and that's that the Tonal only provides about 200 pounds of resistance. For many, that's going to be plenty, and honestly it was enough for me for unilateral movements and movements such as, like, let's say the goblet squat. But when it comes to your barbell compound movements, so the deadlift, the squat, the bench press, 200 pounds is a little bit limiting. I'm almost pulling 3 times what this machine can offer at its maximum load. So if your goal is 1RM strength and you're used to performing, let's say, more powerlifting focused movements or other barbell staples, then this machine can be a little limiting. It's gonna work for a big majority of the population, but for the very serious strength athlete, I think they will be a little bit capped based off of certain movement goals they have. So in conclusion, is the Tonal worth it? I think if you're somebody who likes the convenience of working out at home, they want a lot of different workouts with a little bit of guidance from the technology this provides, and if you're somebody who doesn't really mind the price tag, then I think Tonal is a pretty cool dynamic piece of equipment that will benefit you in multiple goals. Now, if you are a serious strength athlete who needs to train specifically for a sport, or if the price tag is really off-putting for you, then obviously I would say stick with your normal gym membership because that's going to accommodate not only your budget, but also your goals. So again, treat Tonal as a tool and a supplement to your workout depending on whatever your fitness level is. If you want to learn more about this piece of equipment and everything it has to offer, make sure to check out our full review and Google Barbend and Tonal.